this madness in the name of your king!
The long night is coming, and the dead come with it. No clan can stop them. The free folk can't stop them. The Night's Watch can't stop them, and all the Southern Kings can't stop them. Only together. All of us. And even then it may not be enough, but at least we'll give the fuckers a fight.
Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with some juice to get you through the long night. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Direwolf City. I know we've been gone for a couple weeks. We've been on a little hiatus, I guess. But we're back, and our new date for our new streaming date is Sundays at 8. Now, I know a lot of people from Europe and the UK were complaining because Friday nights at 10 were just 4 a.m. where you live, 5 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't really know the time difference, but we tried to make it earlier for that. And as you know, we will be live streaming directly after each episode of House of the Dragon. And just shout out to the mods and everybody that's joined us for today's stream, where we're going to be talking about Arianne Martell. Alicia had to work, so she's not here, but she says this will be the last episode she's going to miss. Let's knock on wood for all of us.
Because we miss her when she's not here.
Definitely. We do. So we're going to be talking about Arianne Martell today, and that's who you guys voted for. As you know, you guys pick who we talk about. And Arianne Martell is a very interesting character that did not make Game of Thrones, the TV show, for some God-forsaken reason.
Yeah, she has so much going on, but I mean, her whole storyline with Fagon was cut out completely too. So I guess without him, it didn't make sense to include her for whatever reason. I'm super excited to talk about it because she's got so much going on. There's so much tea in her chapters. And her Winds of Winter excerpt chapters are packed. So yeah. I'm excited to get to it.
Yeah.
Same. But I mean, they kind of butchered Dorne altogether in the show. So maybe it's a good thing that they didn't, get a chance to mess her up. So True. It kind of makes me a little happy in a way, the bright side of things. But I'm excited to talk about her.
That they didn't get the chance to butcher her. I love that. I love Axel. That's hello.
Hey, Axel's still up, guys. That's what happens when we stream earlier.
So, about when it comes to Arianne Martell and the kind of character that she is. So, Dorne itself is interesting as fuck because it's kind of that house, or House Martell is kind of that house that kind of plays the background the whole time. And there's all these intricate theories that Doran Martell is plotting and scheming, and he has some master plan. So do you subscribe to any of those theories?
Yes, I think he's a long-term planner. However, I think he fails to account for things and people's actions mess up his plans. For example, obviously he had that grand plan of marrying Arianne to Viserys, and then Quentin obviously succeeding him and stuff like that. But he obviously, he didn't do much to help. It's not like he sent Viserys any type of funds, when they were dirt poor and had to sell their mom's was it the mom's crown was the last thing they sold. The kids were starving and all hungry and stuff, and Doran was nowhere to be found to protect his investment. So it's a little sus in my opinion.
There was so much more that he could have done to ensure the success of his plans. And it's I don't know that it wasn't very well thought through, or he just didn't know like that he needed to be preemptive with some things, or what he had going on. A lot of what happened with Dorne was really confusing to me. They were so like, especially now in the books, they're so like wanting revenge on House Lannister for what happened to Elia, but like, where were they right after it happened?
In Dorne being a coward. Like
Right.
I kind of think that Doran is not that smart. Like I think he's smart, but I kind of don't think he really has a spine like that. I just don't.
I only beg to disagree on this one because figure they obviously waited like super last minute to get involved, which also is a misstep on their behalf because, you know what I mean? Your sister, you should be defending your sister at the end of the day. And your uncle, because your uncle was a Kingsguard member. Oh, hey, Alicia. But so
love you so much. Miss you.
I miss her. Oh my god, I miss her. But with Doran, I feel like not doing something right after obviously what happened, because figure you just now have the Lannisters, the Starks, the Vale, the River Lords, and now Tywin Lannister on the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they can't face them alone. And I doubt they would actually partner with the Reach like that, because Mace Tyrell, it's Mace Tyrell. Like, yeah. And I feel like the smart move was
didn't do anything.
Yeah, and Oberyn probably would have been the first one to but they realized like it's a losing battle. What are we gonna gain from this? Like,
Oberyn wanted, like, I feel like Oberyn was the only one that actively was taking any kind of, like, Oberyn took that invitation to come to King's Landing and join the small council or whatever. He got on the small council
15 years later. But I mean, like, when it happened, like, he didn't even, I don't know, like, I would think with how Oberyn acts and how he presents himself that he would have been there, like, right afterwards, demanding some kind of justice.
Yeah.
I think he definitely would have, and Doran would have kind of pulled what he did with Arianne and everybody else. Like, hey, guys, let's relax. We got a long-term plan over in the east. And then, because figure they would have sent Oberyn over there fairly quickly, because how long was Willem Derry alive for?
Not sure.
Yeah. And it was a few years after they fled, because Dany has memories of him.
Yeah.
She remembers him being sick in Dorne. Or not in Dorne, in Bravos.
And that's where Oberyn would have signed said paper, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like they were plotting. They were planning. But when it came down to taking actual action, there was nothing.
Right. And I think that's where Arianne gets frustrated.
Yeah.
She calls her father inactive and a coward, and you know, she basically calls him like Walder Frey, the late Doran Martell. Like, he doesn't do anything. He just sits and waits.
The comment that I just had on the screen a while ago was about Doran's plans failing because the oranges are overripe. And I think that comes from the imagery that's in one of the A Feast for Crows chapters, I think, where the oranges are on the trees and they're like just dying and falling off the trees, or persimmon, something. And
they're
it's
hitting
like
the ground next to him with wet splats.
Yeah. So we have a super chat from John Lang. He says, John. Good evening, ladies. A quick question. If throwing ass was a studied skill, would Arianne be an archmaester?
Of course.
100%. Bad pussy. Oh my God. Count Balerian of House Tatters, thank you for the super chat. Will Arianne live or will she die? I think she lives.
If you've seen my video on Arianne, you would know that I think she lives and wins, but dies in A Dream of Spring.
I really want her to be Queen of Dorne.
I do too, but the amount of like dragon, fire, blood, death foreshadowing in her 2 Winds of Wind chapters alone is so heavy-handed. like so heavy-handed. And then after Quentin's death, I'm like, yeah, she's gonna die.
And she's running around with Grayscale.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's not gonna make it.
And
And
John
she's
Con's there. It's like,
and she's
she's
gonna
not
be
gonna
teaming
make it.
up with Fagon.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna team up with Fagon, so
And anything Team Fagon is just gonna die.
doomed.
It's doomed.
Doomed.
I think he'll have like some success to start off. Like he's gonna, ride that nice little wheel of fortune, go up, 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 and then his crash is gonna be epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be the prince, like all of like that vision that Daenerys has of that dragon, and the crowd cheering for this false dragon. That's gonna be him. They're gonna love him.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
the small folk
yeah.
are gonna love him, and then
Rhaegar's kid, because they love Rhaegar. So
and then he has the opportunity to bring Dorne into the fold when Dorne's been like out for so long, and he's like the Rhaegar, and she's like the Arianne Martell, but I feel like she will survive. I feel like she survives because I feel like she's so fucking smart. She's so smart.
she's impulsive though, and she's like the opposite of Dorne.
She is.
She's very
She is.
impulsive. And that whole thing with Marcella and trying to whisk Marcella away, and we're gonna come back to that because we'll want to talk about that. But
Yeah.
she did not think that through. Like there
Not at
were way
all.
too many factors there that she didn't consider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her hot uncle sometimes.
That
I
too.
love him. He's so fucking fine. Over Martell.
Alicia's like in the comments, like, oh, not again.
Like
Nasty
these are gross. So we have another super chat from Little Stirs. Thank you for the super chat. Love you guys. Happy to see you. Happy to see you. Shout out to the chat, everybody in the chat. Alan Jamboa, Micah McFadden, Jamie Lannister, Swagger, Dagger, Tony Sled, Ginger Bell. Ginger Bell said she loves your hair, Mandy.
I know. A lot of you have said that. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. I see all of your comments. I just don't want to interrupt.
Edric Storm. Edric, behave yourself. Mark B, Little Wolf Liana, Count Balerian, Mod Mary. Yeah, shout out to all of you guys for showing up. Alan Thompson said, these discussions are great, but they just make me more disgusted with the show.
I know. They do with me too.
Every
It's
time I
so
think about it,
frustrating.
it is very frustrating.
They could have done it so much better.
I was thinking like a while back on one of the Obsidian Nights episodes, I was talking to one of the co-hosts and we were talking about how Game of Thrones, okay, so Dan and Dave had started to adapt Game of Thrones before A Dance of Dragons was written.
Mm-hmm.
So they started adapting it, and then A Dance of Dragons comes out, I think, after season 1. I think it comes out after season 1 of Game of Thrones or right before. And then imagine like Dan and Dave, after they've like kind of worked out what they're going to do in this show, then reading A Dance with Dragons. Because things take a huge turn in Dance of Dragons when it comes to Fagon is introduced in A Dance with Dragons. Like everything that's going on in Dorne really happens in A Dance with Dragons. Or A Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons. But it's crazy because they kind of got a book dropped on them at the last minute.
Yeah.
Not only that, but we also see like
More people that
Tyrion.
didn't fucking plan.
Yeah, that too. Tyrion taking like an ultimate turn for the worse, and then, oh wait, we're him our protagonist. I mean, that didn't really change much.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We have another super chat from Count Balerian of House Tatters. Sir Pounce says book club. Okay, book club. Thank you. So shout out to the book club. So if you are not a member of my Discord, the Gray Area Discord, you can join the Discord. There's a book club schedule that Mandy's going to tell you about.
It is every Monday and Thursday afternoon, and I'm going to drop a link to the Discord in the chat right now so that you can join when you want.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just like a book club. There's gaming channels in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. They do
we have trivia every month, and we have a tourney every season. So we have 4 tourneys a year, and there are prizes for all of the categories. and there's prizes for trivia every month, and it's a lot of fun.
Ellen Jamba. I don't know what GOTC is.
Game of Thrones Conquest.
Is that what I play? Is that what I played?
No.
Okay. No, I don't play it.
Game of Thrones Conquest is the mobile game.
Oh no, I don't play it. I heard it was I heard it wasn't good. I heard it like it basically wants to take a lot of money from you. Like I heard you have to pay a lot of money to play it.
Yes. I played for a little while.
Hey Gray, are you trying to joust? No, I'm not trying to joust.
Oh, there's a comment I wanted to bring up that somebody said, and I like it a lot.
Let's go.
Permy Bird in the chat said, Fagon will fall for Elia Sand. Fagon is being painted as Rhaegar, and Elia is being painted as Lyanna, which I found very interesting because they do, well, with like Lady Lance. Isn't that like her nickname? Elia
Is it
Sands?
Lady Lance?
Is it Lady Lance, or is it like something like that for Elia Sand?
No, I think you're right. No, I think it is.
Yeah, because she like just.
I'm drawing a total blank. I couldn't tell.
Oh, it's okay. Please let you guys in the comments let me know. I think it's Lady Lance. She's like a half horse and stuff like that. All I know is she races.
The little one that runs to the castle before.
Yeah, Lady Lance.
It is Lady Lance.
What castle are they at? Because we need to talk about that.
House Tallinn.
House Tallinn.
Oh my god.
Tallinn, the dragon
with the little
eating its
girl.
own tail.
Ghost Hill.
Right.
With the little girl that dreams.
Yeah. Danny's
prophetic
the dreamer come again.
Yeah.
Oh, Teora's my boo.
So
'Cause
that I think is where we should really start diving into Arianne, because we get so much tea when we get to this freaking castle. Like
Yes.
the lady, the lady of this castle is the biggest fucking gossip. She knows everybody's business about everything. She's got the fucking chisme. Like, she's all over it. So we find out all of the houses that have fallen in the south. So it's Griffin's Roost, Rain House, Crow's Nest, Mistwood, Tarth, Greenstone. There's elephants in the Rainwood. There's krakens off the Broken Arm. And we find out that Arain Waters is now in the Stepstones and is calling himself Lord of the Waters and is set up at Torturer's Deep.
He's such a dick.
He is, and I love him.
I love him.
I love that for him. Like, he's everything I wish to be when I grow up. Like,
Yeah.
he just saw that Cersei was getting fucked, and he's like,
Bye.
I'm gonna go be a pirate with your boat.
He took all her ships and said, I'm gonna go be a pirate. Have fun. And he left. And I love that for him. But we find out so much tea there. And that goes back to my whole little like tinfoil with I just saw Axel run by. Baby. The whole tinfoil I have with Randall Tarley helping Fagon by allowing the Golden Company to come into these houses that have fallen and try to marry off. Hi, pumpkin. Hi, baby.
This is our baby direwolf.
This is our baby direwolf.
The city mascot, Axel. Axel, say hello.
Hi, baby.
It's so
Okay.
cute. Hello.
We love our Axel.
Yes, we love our baby direwolf. So you think that Randall Tarley is going to allow the Golden Company passage?
So I think he is working with the Golden Company from afar, and like the whole thing came from him trying to get Brienne to go back home to Tarth, and it was because Tarth had just fallen to the Golden Company when when they landed, right? They hadn't fallen yet, but he wanted Brienne to be there when it happened. This is all the way back when she sets off from Duskendale. But if she had gone back, they would have taken and married her off to one of the Golden Company after killing her father, and then whoever they married her off to would have then been the Lord of Tarth, the Even Star. So he would have been in the perfect position to hand over the power in the South to the Golden Company.
Yeah, I'm
That makes
also
sense.
on that Randall Tarley wave as well, just because like he was a super big Targaryen loyalist, like hardcore.
Big time.
I feel like even if like say if he's not it right now, the minute that he sees John Connington in the flesh with a boy around the same age as Aegon, all that other stuff, and I feel like Varys is gonna pop up at the same time and just corroborate the story, and that's gonna sell it, and Randall Tarley's gonna flip. He doesn't like Tyrell. He definitely doesn't like Lannisters, and the only Lannister he probably could tolerate was like Tywin and Kevin. They're both dead. Was it just Cersei and King's Landing? Like,
Yeah.
and Jaime the Kingslayer is nowhere to be found. But again, it's Jaime, and he doesn't like him either. So I don't see him staying loyal to them.
And
Randall's a fucking dick.
You guys have kind of convinced me about Randall Tarley being the friends in the Reach, like when we did the Aegon one. And another thing that makes me really think that Randall Tarley would never support Tommen is because Tommen is going to remind him a lot of Samwell. Because Tommen's plump and Tommen likes kittens, and Tommen is not what Randall Tarley would think is a king. Yeah. No. We have another super chat from Driz718. Thank you for the super chat. What's good, Gray? How you been with your fine ass? I've been good. Thank you. But yeah, I definitely think that Randall Tarley is the friends in the Reach. It has to be. It has to be him. And then it makes sense. But so one of the things that I struggle with is in the show, he turns like after Loras is dead, after Marjorie's dead, after like he all these people have died. There's no one left but Olenna by the time that he turns. So do you have Mace Tyrell dying?
My little pet theory is when they meet Aegon in the fields, because they're on their way to Storm's End. Like that's in Arianne's second chapter, Halden Half Maester confirms that, they're on their way. So I think while they're like there, that Randall will turn and take Mace as a hostage. I don't see him killing him just because he's like a High Lord and he could probably ransom him because I figure the time loaded. So probably get a pretty penny for it and just like keep him as a hostage, lock him up. You don't really need to kill him, or you might just kill him just because he's an asshole. Like he's gonna kill his own son for less. So
right.
Mace is not gonna have a good future. It's not looking well.
I can't stand him. Like he's annoying. He's very annoying. Sometimes I'd be like, if Audacity was a person, it would be Mace Tyrell. Like if Audacity was a person, it'd be Mace.
No. After recent Obsidian Nights, it's definitely Janos Slint, without a doubt. If Audacity is a person, it's him.
No, if Audacity was a person, it'd definitely be Janos Slint, and then Mace.
I told you it's been on clearance lately. All these bitches got too much Audacity.
For sale. So Tony said that's the thing. Mace is not going to die easy. Really? I think he is. Like I have him having the most stupidest death. Like how Olenna, like her husband, like rode his horse off a cliff.
Yeah, she poisoned his ass.
I think Mace is gonna have like a similar kind of death.
So, little pet theory, and working on elaborating it. I always bring this up, my little grayscale epidemic thing. It's happening. I'm hoping with just in light of recent events, George doesn't deviate from that path. I still doubt it because the groundwork's there. But anyways, I can just see him going out in that. It's gonna take out a lot of people. It's gonna just take out Mace. Like he's a prisoner, just happens to get sick. It's not sanitary down there.
All right.
I feel like he's so boring. I just feel like he's so dull. He deserves a dull death. Like he doesn't deserve anything of note. Like I feel like him blowing up the Sept of Baelor was too nice. Like it's too much excitement. I don't know. He just bores me so much.
Swagger Dagger says Sweet Robin will be the sole survivor of this story. It is known. Like I kind
I
of
think
feel
he's gonna
like
die too.
though that fucking glow up that he had in season 8 of Game of Thrones, like
It's like
he's
a whole
just
other person.
It
like,
took me
just
so long.
sitting there. I was like, who the fuck is that?
Who?
I saw someone do his glow up with the handsome Squidward meme.
It is. It really is handsome Squidward.
It was.
It was. Yo, he creeped me out so bad as a little boy. Like
I
he
know.
was just super
And
fucking
he came
creepy.
back this whole man.
And then he came out like, "Hi, I'm the Bachelor."
Hello.
Like I can't. Micah McFadden said, "Yo was fly in season 8." Like he really was. But I could see something like that happen. And I feel like because we're talking about Arianne Martell, but prepare for us to rabbit tailspin into whatever we want and wherever you guys take us. But when we're talking about Arianne Martell, I feel like she's one of the most eligible bachelorettes in Westeros. Like, first of all, she's pretty as fuck. She's pretty as fuck. And that doesn't mean anything on its own. But it helps. And
She's experienced.
She is experienced.
Well, and she's from the most powerful house in Dorne.
The most powerful house in Dorne. Her father, she's a princess.
Prince's daughter. You know, like she's got a lot going for her, but she's got this this attitude that doesn't let anybody get too close, which probably helps anyways, because then she's like a challenge.
And you know, Dorne has stayed out of this fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the fighting that's been going on. Dorne hasn't fought in like what 15 years since Robert's Rebellion. So,
and even then, they only fought the Battle of the Trident, if that.
That was it. So, I feel like they are the house that you want to win. I feel like if you win Dorne, you've won.
Oh yeah, not only that, she's as Alicia would say, a bad pussy.
She is a bad pussy. She really is.
But yeah, no, she's definitely not only that, she's the heiress to obviously Sunspare. So that's like the main. So that's carries a lot of weight with it. Do you see her in Fagon wedding? I personally do, because I feel like that will aid in his claim. Even though I do feel like there will be a few other proposals for him, I do think he'll ultimately because she's already there, like literally on her way there. She's gonna be like the first one to pull up on him, and they have fresh troops, so she has a lot to offer. It's like, why not?
So I think that they definitely could get married, but I also feel like it's kind of like, I feel like John Conn isn't going to want him to marry until he meets Daenerys, because ultimately the goal is for him to marry Daenerys. Right. But I also feel like he can have 2 wives because Aegon had 2 wives, and Daenerys was always talking about having 2 husbands.
Mm-hmm. So actually, what I think she's going to use to kind of because I feel like the rumors are going to start traveling towards Westeros. One about Quentin's death. That's going to eventually reach them before Daenerys does. Mm-hmm. So, and if word goes out, they're like, oh, she killed the Prince of Dorne with her dragons, because it's gonna be a lie. It's like the Game of Telephone by the time it reaches Westeros. Not that Dany's MIA somewhere. They don't know if she's dead or alive right now.
Yeah.
So I think Arianne will pull the. I'm sorry, hold on. I think she's gonna pull the Lysona Mar argument of I'm already here.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Arianne's gonna like Dany. When I was thinking about season 8, the relationship that Sansa and Dany had, it never made sense to me. A lot of shit in season 8 never made sense to me. But I could see Dany and Arianne having a relationship like that, because no matter how you slice it, dragons killed Quentin. Dany had nothing to do with it, but he died by fire.
And Viserys.
Okay,
and
the thing about Viserys, though, is Arianne thinks that Dany let Drogo kill Viserys because Dany was jealous of her, because she was going to marry Viserys. So she already thinks she's jealous of me.
Yeah.
She already has a bad feeling about Dany because of the whole Viserys thing. And then when she finds out that Quentin was, barbecued by her babies. I don't know. I don't think that they're going to have a very lovey-dovey relationship.
And it makes me sad because they would be besties for sure.
Right? They totally would.
Yeah, and not only that, but also she's competition of like Phaegon, who I think she's gonna see as her replacement Viserys.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna be like, you take my first husband, you take my brother, now you take my potential next husband, like, go away. Like, I really don't think she's gonna care for her.
We have another super chat from Mod Mary. Thank you for the super chat, Mod Mary. Farion shipping them. Mace is too dumb and boring to die. Love your live stream. Oh, he is too dumb and boring. But when he like just carves that hand chair, I was just get this man out of here. But I definitely ship Arianne and Phaegon. I just feel like it's gonna be more nuance to it. I feel like it's gonna be like, yeah, I want to marry you, but first I got to see what's up with her because we need her dragons.
You're my plan B.
But if that falls through, I'll marry you. Like,
Right.
I feel like
that's
she could. I feel like she could leverage it really well, and not only that, she could seduce him very easily.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
there, and I really not only that, but she has a lot of power because she can be like, first of all, she's not even over here, and if you don't marry me, we're not gonna help you. So,
like, Phaegon is a little boy. So she was able to seduce Ares Oakheart. He's like a grown ass man. So she could seduce Phaegon if she wanted.
and he was manipulated by Tyrion after one conversation to blow years worth of planning.
Yeah.
Pretty positive she can make some magic happen.
I'm pretty sure she can manipulate that situation 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, Becca says she thinks that Sansa and Phaegon is going to be proposed. I think so too.
Yeah, we talked about that
I
before.
don't.
That
I'm
Littlefinger
hardcore
could
now.
be like that could be like Littlefinger's next plot once Harry the Heir bites it.
Yeah, because she married, she was proposed to Joffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Then she was proposed to Harry the Heir, and then Phaegon. She's like a Black Widow, so he'll die.
Honestly, I really don't think it would happen because when I don't see, again, Littlefinger letting her out of his sight because he's a creep. Also with Sansa's still married. Even though it wasn't consummated, she's still legally married. Tyrion is still alive. And I feel like if Tyrion popped back up, which he's going to, that will automatically be a point of contention. Even though, again, it wasn't consummated. If it's not annulled by a high septum, But not only that, but I feel like...
Is that even a thing, really, though? Annulments by a high septon. Is that even really a thing? Have we heard of that happening?
I'd have to think about it, but I know, like, in the books, no, but I know in real life, you'd have to get a papal dispensation. So that's my equivalent to it.
I mean, like, when they did that whole thing with, like...
Oh, that would never happen.
Sam, like, oh, they annulled their marriage. I'm like, is that even a fucking thing? Especially for a prince.
On what grounds? First of all, I'm like, on what grounds could they annul this marriage? Because it was consummated with 2 children as proof.
Yeah.
And he would disinherit both of his children. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, at all.
Sansa's wasn't consummated. So that I believe definitely could.
I could see. The only reason why I don't see it is I feel like besides obviously Arianne being one, Marjorie's going to be in close vicinities. Don't think that's going to happen, but it'll be thrown out there. Randall Tarley has daughters, doesn't he? Is one of them? I think one of them's. I think one's to a Fossaway. Are both of them betrothed?
I know he has daughters.
Because I feel like one's betrothed to a Fossaway, or I'm imagining that. But if one of them's available, Randall Tarley could easily put his daughter forward as well. And then
everybody's gonna be trying to have their
everybody's gonna be throwing their daughters at him. I was gonna say
Marcella. I know Marcella is already betrothed, but
what's that girl's name? Sansa's friend from the Vale, the little fast ass. Oh my god. Miranda
Royce. Yeah,
Miranda
Royce.
I can see Miranda Royce being like, "Oh, hold on, let's hold head to case."
All of them. Sansa,
all the girls.
Sansa. Marjorie.
He's pretty.
Well, Marjorie's marriage isn't consummated.
Nope.
Right.
Sansa's marriage isn't consummated. I have Tommen dying pretty early.
Oh,
Yeah,
I do
in
too.
Winds.
Me too.
Tommen's
Perfect.
dying as a part of Aegon taking the throne. Tommen has to go.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I agree.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like all the girls, including Ariane, are going to be throwing that at Aegon.
That pussy, that pussy.
But yeah, because like Ariane says in one of her chapters, she has a weakness for pretty boys, and she was like fangirling over Lysona Mar, and he's just like,
And
don't know what he-
Darkstar.
and Darkstar, and they both kind of have noticeably like somewhat Valerian features, like the purple eyes and like a little bit of. I mean, Darkstar has that like white highlight, if you will, but
Right.
you know, Lysona Mar is like Lysini.
But
Since
you
we
know-
touched on Darkstar, can we segue into that once you make your point, MJ?
Yeah. No, I didn't have a point. My point was just that she dodged a bullet by Viserys. She should thank Dany.
Mm-hmm,
She doesn't have to fucking deal with Viserys.
I would be like groveling at her feet.
right.
Yeah, like thank her, bitch. Stop playing. All right,
So,
go ahead.
Obara and Ariel Hota are after Darkstar right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're pursuing him, trying to find him. Who do you think wins?
Darkstar.
I think. Ooh, what if Obara teams up with Darkstar and they double cross Ariel Hota? I don't know. I'm trying to think out of the box. Because I feel like Ariel Hota is very skilled, like very, very. I mean, look how fast he took down Eris Okar, and that's
Yeah.
I mean, the Kingsguard isn't what it used to be, but like, I mean,
That
they
was
don't.
such a badass scene.
Yeah, I mean, but they don't like outwardly say like Eris Okart's like trash. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's never said that he's like was it Boris Blount? Like they don't say he's that. So I feel like for him to do that the way he did, and Obara is like that's Oberyn's daughter. Like she's very well trained. Like, all the Sand Sinks are well trained, but her being an elder one, she had more time with her father to train.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a formidable force. I do think unless her and Darkstar have something in the works, or he might just keep slipping away from them. I don't know. He's hot, but I don't know.
He is. He is. They all are in Dorne, except for Quentin.
And I have one
Poor
more
Quinn.
question.
No, I wanted to just add one point. So
Yeah.
I think that Darkstar is going to be a pivotal character when it comes to getting Dawn out of Starfall and bringing Dawn into the fold for the long night and whatever that entails. So I feel like he has to live. That doesn't necessarily mean that Ariel Hota and Obara have to die. I just feel like Darkstar is definitely going to live. At least long enough to do what he needs to do with
Yeah.
Dawn.
I agree with that.
I see that.
I think he'll evade them long enough to do what he needs to do, and then it will kind of be this big like showdown once he finishes whatever the fuck he's out there doing.
The Dragon Demands is in the house going off about Game of Thrones. He said it will be insane when book 6 comes out and we just see how much Dorne is not a side plot that the show could so easily brush aside, and the shown lies. See how disastrously they handled it. They did handle
Agreed.
Dorne. That was pretty fucked up how they did Dorne.
Yeah.
Like season 5, y'all. Oh my god.
Yeah. I honestly think Ariane is going to be like one of the bigger like POV POV characters in the next upcoming book. Just because we need like because what John Con, I really don't want to be in his head for the fake-on happenings like that. So I'd rather from Ariane's.
Well, and she's our
perspective.
only perspective in that area right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd much rather be in Ariane's head
Me too.
than John.
Yeah.
Con.
Yeah, because it's like somebody in Aegon's camp. I'll take hers any day.
John
Like,
Con reminds me of like when Zaro told Dany like the wizards of Karth are like these husks of people that boast about what they used to do. John Con reminds me just like of that. Like your powers are long gone, buddy. Like you didn't win the Battle of the Bells. Let it go. Let it go.
He's that ex-jock talking about the football game that he scored like touchdowns 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
you peaked in high school. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it go. I honestly, though, do think John Conn thinks that Fagon is definitely Rhaegar's son.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he
Oh,
definitely
definitely.
believes that.
Yeah. He absolutely
Yeah.
believes it.
Yeah.
So, what
But,
was your second question, Mandy? You said you wanted to ask something else.
Who betrayed her?
Arianne?
Mm-hmm. Was it
I think
Spotted
it was-
Silva, Dre, Garen, or Darkstar?
I think it was Darkstar.
I said it in my video, but I think because I misspoke, I was like too confident in my answer. But I do think it's also Darkstar.
Someone in the
He's
chat said they think it was Dalt.
Ooh. My reasonings for why I think it's Darkstar is I feel like it obviously Durant going to find out no matter what, but I feel like if he found out from somebody else and knew Darkstar was present, he would have stopped before it. But I feel like just because everybody knows Darkstar is a piece of shit, so I feel like Darkstar going out of his way to show good faith allowed him to get close enough to actually do what he wanted to do, which was to take out Marcella. I think his game plan was like, I'm gonna get close enough. I'm taking her out because I think he, like the rest of the Dorne, they're getting antsy. They want to fight. Like they want blood. They want to avenge Oberyn and Elia and Elia's children. Like they want to get going. And I think Darkstar probably took it upon himself. Like, I don't think crowning her will work, but killing her definitely get the job done. We'll get her started. Like, so I think that's just my reasoning for Darkstar. It's kind of like a I'm doing this to make it look like I'm actually being a good. I'm actually not going to be a good guy, but that's just me.
Micah said Ares Oakheart told. I don't think he would have ever told on it. I don't think he would have ever told on Arianne ever. She had him poussey whipped, so I don't think it was him. Jamie Lannister. She's fixing her camera.
Oh yeah, no, I was fixing my ring light.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Ares Oakheart would have. He was struggling with breaking his vows and everything that he had going on, but he was too deep in that poussey to
yeah.
No, he wouldn't have done that.
No.
Darkstar will be in Fagon's Kingsguard. Oh, I like that.
I do.
I don't think he's not Kingsguard worthy.
I think he'll see him as like, oh, Dane, like Arthur Dane.
Yeah, he wishes he was Arthur Dane.
Yeah.
And, well, figure if he steals Dawn, if he does steal Dawn, like you think he does, that could work.
Like he's got the credentials to back it up, but he's so like unpredictable, and there's like other things that go into being a Kingsguard than just like having a good name and coming from a good family. Like,
well, I'll say for everybody that's not Cersei.
Fair.
We have a super chat. I think this is a really good question. So we have a super chat from Sandy Hartcorn. Thank you, Sandy, for the super chat. Would telling on her get Darkstar any closer to Dawn and being Sword of the Morning? I would say yes and no. I feel like it gets him closer to Dawn because if war comes and Doran calls his banners, I feel like Starfall is going to need a new Sword of the Morning. Like they need a new one. It's past time. So maybe that speeds up the process, maybe not. So it's kind of that's I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, well, better yet, who would represent House Dane realistically? Because I'm like, obviously Ned's trapezing somewhere with the Brotherhood without banners, like, yeah.
And he's a child.
And he's a child.
He's
and then like his parents. But I feel so bad, poorly prepared for not like looking up Ned's parents. But we were talking about Arianne, so. But are his parents still alive? Like, is his dad alive? Like, who's the head of House Dane right now?
I don't know. It's not really clear.
Isn't it like a girl that's like married to
betrothed to Beric?
To Beric. Yeah, so I wouldn't think she would be the like who's in charge here?
Like they kind of treat Starfall like just this nonchalant house. But hey,
Yeah.
we have the greatest sword of all time made from a meteor. And just so happens that the lady of our house, the from our house was the best swordsman ever, Sir Arthur Dane, and the lady of our house might have been pregnant by Ned Stark and threw herself from the window. Like, there's so much shit that ties back to
Yeah.
Starfall, and it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then
do
Ned
think,
and John being milk brothers. Like, there's a lot going on over there.
yeah,
And
I
I
do
feel
think
like,
that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I
Go
just
ahead.
feel like it's going to come back later.
No,
Yeah,
Ned is the Lord of Starfall.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I do think
Oh, it
he's
is
the
Ned.
Lord.
It is Ned.
Oh, it is little Ned. Oh, can you imagine little Ned?
But is that his aunt? His
All
aunt
right.
or his sister that's married to Beric or betrothed to Beric?
It's the elder brother of Sir Arthur, Lady Ashara, and Lady Illyria.
Yeah, I'm not sure because they just kind of treat it like, this house over here. Oh, that's his aunt. Okay, that's his aunt.
Yes.
JDP said that's his aunt. Ashara's little sister.
Illyria, yeah.
All right, so that's like what's going on in Starfall. Like,
So
Lord of
Arianne.
Blackhaven.
where does Darkstar fall in that line? Like, where is, like, what is Darkstar's relation to Ned Dane? His
I was gonna
uncle?
say-
His
well,
cousin?
Actually, don't think about it. If Darkstar does pop up on Aegon, I feel like Arianne will be like so like that'd be very interesting, like to see them confronting each other. Because I feel like she's obviously upset with him, but I mean, if Marcella's like kicked the bucket by this point,
Yeah.
I guess we let bygones speak bygones. I don't know, but I was like, Cersei's kids are dying soon, guys. I mean, that's spoiler alert. Like,
Gold will be
an
their
already-
crowns. Gold will be their shrouds. They're out of here.
Yeah, they're out of here one way or another. I think both are gone by end of Winds of Winter. They both are gone.
Yeah.
Like, I need a dream of spring Cersei to be completely unhinged for however long she's in it. Like, gone.
Yeah.
Paranoia
Like,
on 1,000.
That's one of the POVs I can't wait for. I cannot wait for Cersei's POVs in Winds. I think she has some of the best POVs.
Especially when she gets word of like Fagon, it's gonna be a wrap.
And you know how she gets when she thinks about Rhaegar and when she thinks about Ariane Waters. So imagine she sees Rhaegar come again, and this little boy is just gonna be like, I'm gonna put this poussey on him.
Cersei might try to like get with him too. We don't know.
For sure.
Okay,
She might.
So he's a cousin.
He's a cousin.
He's a
So
cousin.
he like really doesn't have a chance at getting Dawn, I don't think.
He's like way over there.
Well, the way that you get Dawn, right, is like you just show prowess. Like, it doesn't necessarily go to the Lord like Ice or something like that.
Right. There's no like succession to it. It's whoever is deserving of it.
Yeah.
I think little Ned might get it now that I'm thinking about it, because he's like proving himself with the Brotherhood Without Banners if he doesn't like die or anything like that and gets a growth spurt. But like, I think that could have been one of the reasons for the 5-year gap as well, was to get him aged up along with everybody else.
Yeah.
But actually, I have a question.
To clarify, he's Ashara's cousin, not Ned's cousin.
Darkstar.
Oh, okay.
Right.
We have another super chat from J Kelsey 55. Thank you for the super chat. Pretty sure they don't clarify Ned's parents. I don't think they do either. I had a comment earlier. I saw it. I don't remember who commented, and they were talking about Starfall being a red herring, like Starfall altogether. And then Micah is talking about Dawn gives Excalibur parallels, like Sir Arthur, King Arthur parallels, Sword in the Stone type of shit. And I've always thought that the whole plot line of Starfall and Ashara Dane and John was basically a rabbit trail that wasn't going anywhere. Like, you think that, and I don't even think Dawn's important, to be honest. Like, I mean, I think it's important, but I also don't think it's important. Like, I don't think Dawn is this sword that's going to slay the season, or this sword that is needed to defeat the White Walkers. I just don't think it is that. And I think we are supposed to believe that, though. Like, I think it's put there to distract us from everything else that's going on, because we think that Dawn is some significant sword, and it's not just Valyrian steel. It's not just dragon glass. This is a meteorite, but we already know that dragon glass kills White Walkers, and I'm pretty sure that Valyrian steel does too. So I don't feel like Dawn is going to be any exception. I think the purpose of saying Dawn, like Jon being on a conquest, like, you think when you see it that Jon is on this conquest for this special sword because he's going to be this hero. So he's on this hero's journey, and you're like, oh, well, his mom is from this castle and they have a special sword. So this is a whole smoke screen to get us to look this way when shit's going on over here. So that's what I've thought about Dawn for a long time. Like, yeah, it's special. But even when Jaime Lannister talks about the, what is that? The Smiling Knight fighting Arthur Dayne. He was like, I want that sword that you have. And Jaime's like, he's so fucking stupid. Like, the sword means nothing without Arthur Dayne. Like, Sir Arthur Dayne is the real steel. So I feel like that's the same kind of thing.
Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of things we kind of touched on earlier, but I really wanted to get into it. My kindred spirit from House Tallinn, Teora, because I too was a little plump girl that likes to eat sugary sweets, that has crazy dreams. And what's it called? I actually have the quote from her dream. Well, let me pull it back up. Okay. Hold on, sorry, I lied. I'm gonna pull that shit back up in just a second for you guys.
Is it this one?
One that I have is
you probably already have it.
Dragons dance, people
Yes.
die.
Exactly.
Everywhere the dragons dance, the people die. So we know that George has said that it's going to be like a second Dance of Dragons. Mm-hmm. So we do know that opposing forces will have dragons. It won't just be Dany's dragons. And it's not like we can just hatch more dragons in one book and they be grown up enough. Like, if somebody was to hatch dragons, there's not enough time to go by for them to be able to fight. So that does mean that some of Dany's dragons are going to get taken.
So honestly, how I interpret that more or less is like, there's going to be another Dance of Dragons. I mean, there's going to be another Targaryen civil war. So I think obviously our Targaryen contenders, we got Aegon in one corner, Dany over there, and I think Jon obviously being the third that we know, but obviously the wider audience doesn't know. But I feel like towards the end of Wind, we're gonna see like kind of like how they had it structured in the end of season 6, like the finale, Winds of Winter, the final shot, like some of the final shots are like, it's Dany, it's Jon, and it's Cersei. I think a lot of Cersei's plots are Aegon's plot. I think a lot of the stuff that for Cersei for like ends of 6, 7, and 8 is all Aegon, actually. Yeah. Not necessarily like the whole thing, but I think big chunks of it are like, I don't see Cersei sitting the Iron Throne.
No.
At all. I see that being Aegon. So I see them kind of being like going at it. Like Dany's on her way, Jon and Aegon being opposing forces, potentially. I don't know. I don't know if Aegon's gonna believe Jon.
Yeah. And Jon doesn't even really know. Like, yeah. So I don't know. I think like George does that, like makes these parallels to this and parallels to that. I think Dany might. So one of my gripes about season 7 was when Dany came over with her dragons. Or not season 7, season 6, when we see the Battle of Meereen, and like Dany's on Drogon, but then the other dragons are kind of just like doing whatever. Like, no, they're fucking burning shit up too, but like they're not being commanded to do that. And we know like that's really not how it works. Like a dragon without a dragon rider is fucking dangerous. Like, what was that? Tumbleton in a dance with and during the dance, I think it was the Battle of Tumbleton. But we see that dragons without riders are completely fucking dangerous. So I think Dany could have a red sewing like Rhaenyra did.
Ooh.
And try to get riders for Viserion and Rhaegal.
I am still I go with the show on that. I did think the show got it right with Jon riding Rhaegal. I do think that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, and I think Vagon gets Viserion.
Viserion. That would make sense because if Vagon did get it, I guess I'm calling him Vagon. Aegon. If Aegon got it, because I told myself I was gonna stop doing that because his name is Aegon. That is his character's name, and it's nice to respect people's names.
And
Aegon.
You guys had me thinking when we did the Aegon stream. I think Aegon may actually be.
Oh, I do. I could.
Aegon. There's potential for him to be Aegon. There. And then I was thinking the other day that he could be like one of the Mad King's bastards.
That is very possible.
Because I say this because Varys would have known, like if the Mad King had a bastard somewhere around, Varys would have known exactly where it was, where he, she, whoever it was. So I don't put that past anybody. It's that the Mad King had a baby by a girl on Pisswater Bend. I don't know. Oh, we had a question from Tall Pale Curly. Dany isn't going to ride all 3 dragons, right? So at some point the riders will turn on each other. No, she cannot ride all 3 dragons. No rider has ever rode more than 1 dragon. Dragons will take multiple riders, but they won't take other riders from a dragon. I don't know. That's kind of crazy, but I think it's more like a ward connection.
I think so as well. It's like a bond that they have.
Yeah. So back to the House Tolland and the little girl seeing the Dance of Dragons. I think it could also symbolize a civil war.
Yeah, and the context of what she's talking about is obviously Nymelia, her mom, is spilling all the tea on what's happening, how Nim pointed out earlier, the castles that have been taken, what's going on in the Shipbreaker Bay, Cape Wrath, all that other stuff. So they're sitting there oh, should we be preparing for attack? Who is this? Who's behind all this? What's causing all of this? And that's when she says it's dragons.
Yeah.
So they're speaking, which she's right to an extent, because a lot of it is Aegon's people. Also, Araine Waters is a Valyrian bastard, and they are also of Valyrian descent. So he's a dragon, technically, of sorts. They didn't ride dragons, but if we're catch-all term Valyrian dragon, same shit. But
and also if you think about the history of dragon dreams, lots of times when they see actual dragons, it does represent Targaryens. When I think Daeron, the drunkard, dreams of a dragon falling on Dunk or a dragon falling in battle, it was actually Baelor Breakspear.
Right.
Or when somebody dreamed of dragons hatching over Summerhall, it wasn't really actually dragons. It was Rhaegar being born.
Yeah.
So it's always there's been a lot of times where there have been dragons, and I think it was an egg hatching at White Walls, and it was actually egg
being revealed as
egg. Yeah
as Aegon and not egg.
So dragons are interchangeable with Targaryens all the time. And even if Aegon isn't Rhaegar's son, or he isn't Mad King's son, if he is a Blackfyre Targaryen, as Illyrio says, black or red, a dragon is still a dragon. So they're definitely going to face off, which is unfortunate because
I'm holding my peace on all of that until next week when we do Varys.
Wait, are we doing Varys?
They didn't vote.
They didn't vote yet.
You guys are voting
Varys. I've been manifesting Varys with you. So.
You guys are voting Varys.
But I do have another. I actually had another suggestion too, but we'll get that to that when we vote. Oh, actually, another creepy thing I want to bring out with Arianne's chapter is the cave.
Oh, with the weirwood faces.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
It's like really
I know.
sad.
Yeah, it's like she's talking about the sad faces are staring at her, and it's like this room filled with like a bunch of carvings, and they know that it was home to the children of the forest. And I noticed, I believe that's obviously for the sample chapter. We don't have the rest of the book yet, but I believe it's George starting to plant those seeds, because I believe this is gonna take place earlier in the book, these events. But I think it's George planting the seeds to remind us of like the threat of the others is obviously still there and
Yeah.
becoming more and more dominant. So I feel like this is his way of planting seeds. Also, that cave creeps me out, because when they say what's her face was up to, Elia, like she was in the pool, a black pool with 2 blind fish in her hands. I was like, that sounds like Blood Raven's cave to me.
Ooh, Blood Raven's cave.
It's described the caves are described very, very similarly to Blood Raven's cave.
Right, and they talk about the fish being blind down there because the water never sees the sun, so they don't need eyes. Yeah.
Also, do you think it could be like an abandoned Children of the Forest cave from like back in the day, like when the first men came?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the cavern that they're in is probably like a room for like rituals or something like that, or like a sacred space. Like the way she describes it, like being like 5 times bigger than every other cavern they've been to, with like these intricate carvings and all these faces on the walls. And I'm like, yeah, sounds like some stuff was going down over there.
Some creepy stuff.
Yeah, and like they were talking about in that area when they're walking through the woods, how there's like wild werewolves just strewn about like randomly.
Some shaman shit.
Exactly. Like in that area, like they said, like the closer you get to the forest, the less like people you see in houses. Like people stay away from it. And I feel like I'm like, well, why do they stay away from it, George? Tell me more.
Yes.
You can't tell me there's a creepy forest with werewolves and children of the forest caves, and people don't like going near it, and like
Just doesn't pass the vibe check.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
We have a super chat from Grey Waste Tim. Shout out to moderator Grey Waste Tim. Thank you for the super chat. Chances of Aegon getting his head bashed against a wall by zombie Gregor Robert Strong, the death he was supposed to have from the beginning. That shit, like, you're sick, Tim. You're sick and twisted like George. That sounds like some shit George would do, though.
Why are you trying to Qyburn / Oberyn Martell him? Like, I don't need to. No. We don't need that again. We don't need it.
I mean, I don't have any particular attachment to Aegon, so.
I like him. I love that speech he gives to the Golden Company.
I like him a lot, actually. It's my little buddy. I like him.
Jackie C talks about Daenerys. She breastfed them. That is more bonding than anyone has ever done. I think she's talking about the dragons. Yes. And yes, so she did breastfeed them. But at the end of the day, a dragon is a dragon. And we have like, if you take just the House of the Dragon, like the dragons are very weird, loyal creatures. So they're loyal to their rider. Like if you take, for instance, the relationship between Vhagar and Caraxes. Is that Daemon's dragon is Caraxes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Daemon was married to Laena Velaryon. The entire time they were married, their dragons flew together everywhere. They hung together every day. Then their dragons killed each other when their riders, when Vhagar had a new rider, Vhagar forgot all that shit. She forgot all his memories with Caraxes.
I was like, sorry, boo. He had to be you. But
I gotta kill you.
Tony said something very interesting, but he was directing it to Jackie C, but that's why Marwyn wants to find her. Once he hears she has the dragons, it's like he knows shit he can't tell anyone what he knows about them and how they bond. So I feel like there's like so much stuff happening. Like Marwyn's gonna pop up on Dany and give her like all sorts of tea.
And she's not gonna trust him.
Oh no.
I don't think she's gonna trust him. Mirri Maz Duur ruined that shit for her. And like knowing that Marwyn, because
actually she might not remember by that point.
You think she forgot?
Yeah, like if somebody said this shit in like passing, like even if you really didn't like her, like I feel like how long has it been? How much stuff have you been through? Do you really gonna remember that? Like
I don't know. She might be like, oh, I know that name from somewhere.
oh, it might like ring a bell, but like take a second. But I feel like with Tyrion, if Tyrion's already within her council and Sir Barristan, if he's still alive, I feel like a maester coming to help her, they'll be like, hey, you know, like you should have a maester. It would help like legitimize you when you come into Westeros. Like it makes her look more like Westerosi because you're already coming with this army of like people from Essos. So like at least like having Sir Barristan on your side. Tyrion doesn't really help, honestly, but like a maester, that's cool.
Maester would be,
you know?
and it would be worth more than Tyrion at this point.
Yeah, like even though Tyrion's cool, he's like a great lord, but nobody likes Tyrion in Westeros at all. And I really cannot wait for him and Barristan to meet up again because that's gonna be
the
funny.
verbal jousting is gonna be amazing.
Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so great.
Yeah, I hate how dumb season 8 made Tyrion. He was so fucking dumb. Like, yes, we can count on my sister. We can trust her, even though in the books you fucking hate her fucking guts and you would never trust her.
Yeah, no.
She'll bring the soldiers. Don't you worry. But anyway, so let's wind down on Arianne. We are at our 1 hour mark. So I'm gonna keep it to 1 hour today, but we're gonna be aiming for longer because you guys requested longer. So we're gonna be doing
longer for Varys next week because y'all are voting Varys. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, I did have like another proposal for people to vote for.
I have
to give them options. Okay, we'll give you guys options, even though I do like Varys, but we'll give options.
If you want Varys, put a spider. And my option is Cersei. If you want Cersei, put a lion.
Oh, you gotta hit him with Cersei. Come on.
Oh, I thought we were gonna hold off on her a little bit. I was gonna say, dang, mine's not as exciting.
All right, I'll take Cersei off the table. Don't put a lion. I gotta make it someone. Littlefinger.
Oh yeah, we haven't done Littlefinger, and we kind of like skipped him when we were doing like that area of the world.
It's true.
I was going to say the Sand Snakes as a collective.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So, I mean, we're talking about art. Well, we're supposed to be talking about Arianne mostly, with like Arianne, but like, yeah, the Sand Snakes.
They
so
said
that'd be, you know.
Someone said they've been waiting for your theory for 4 weeks. I have been. What is it?
I know. It's painful. I'm hurting too, Liana.
Oh, for Varys.
Oh, Varys.
I'm hurting too.
Oh,
I backed myself into a corner with this Arianne stream. We should have done Varys, but I'm glad we didn't.
I just want to say, I wanted to pitch Varys, but it's okay. You guys picked Arianne in my absence. I did say during that you're on stream in the comments. You guys should have said Varys for me.
Spiders.
I think it's gonna be Varys. There's so
it's probably gonna be
Varys.
I love we gave you guys options, but we're telling you where to vote. Like we appreciate the other votes, but like
let me see them spiders, babies.
We have a super chat from Josh Gripe. Thank you, Triple OG Josh, for the super chat. Another great episode. Missed y'all the past couple weeks. Peace, love, and positive vibes, everyone. Yes, thank you so much. We missed y'all too. Like we were like stressing. We were stressing like we got to get this together. We need to do it on this date. So hopefully today is a good day for you guys. This is a better time for you, and it's not like 3 o'clock in the morning in Europe, as I know we have a lot of European UK viewers. We have another super chat from Kagan Kalitian. So George calls himself a gardener writer. Are there any plot lines that you think have gotten overgrown going into the winds? What could have been cut? So I think one of the plot lines that have been overgrown is definitely the Starfall plot line. I also think Bronn, the plot line where Bronn is like this character that matters at all. I feel like we won't hear much from Bronn anymore.
Like, I feel like that was a show only thing. They kept him around for one-liners and his buddy cop movie with Jamie, like that never happened. I don't think that's any of that is going to happen in in the books at all. I think something that has kind of grown and gotten away from him is Marine.
Yeah.
Marine. Oh yeah,
Marine's
Marine.
not. It has like a
Yeah,
little.
it's gotten too big, and he's got so much to wrap up before she can even leave. And
I just don't think she's leaving there. Like, I don't think she's leaving there nearly like when people think she's gonna leave there. There's
Honestly,
there's too much to do.
My thought process is like kind of how like season 6 ended with her like finally setting sail. That is how Winds will end. Winds is going to be her finally setting. She's not touching Westeros until at least the Dream Stream, because figure she's in she's in the Dothraki Sea. So, and obviously George isn't. It's not like the show. George is going to give us chapters where they're traveling.
Yeah, like a stop and lease.
Going. Yeah, there's like a lot of great distance for her to cover.
And traveling through the Stepstones with Ariane Waters and the Stepstones and the other pirates.
Yeah.
And there's Myronese, Lyseni, and Volantines all in Shipbreaker Bay.
Yeah. And I was going to say, that's heading to Westeros. She still has to go from the Dothraki Sea to Vice Dothrak, then go all the way back to Marine, settle everything in Marine, then go to Westeros. And on her way to Westeros, there's going to be like multiple stops along the way. Like it's going to be a while till we see our girl in Westeros. That's why I honestly think Arianne is going to get that advantage with Aegon of like, look, we don't know where she's at. Nobody knows where she is. I'm here. I have troops here. Like, you're waiting on somebody that's a half a world away.
Yeah.
So
that you don't even know is going to make it.
Right here.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like I think it's Damon Sand since Arianne. I forgot we didn't touch about Damon Sand at all. That's going to be fun. I think he's going to die, but I'll just...
We could do him when we do the scraps.
And say we can cover him with the Sand Snakes.
Oh, I was just saying, like, just Arianne crew. But, but yeah, I personally think, like, he was like, oh, we're supposed to be waiting for Dany. And then, again, like, Sonomar planning that, like, Dany's a world away. She's not even here. Nobody knows when she's going to get here, if she's going to get here.
Yeah. I mean, I have her being in Dragonstone at the end of Winds, but I feel like there's so much that has, and I don't even know if it, because it's gonna have to be more books. It's gonna have to be more books because she has to get to Westeros. There has to be like, so he said that the Battle of Marine is in the beginning of Winds. So what we saw her do is in the beginning of Winds.
What if she's not there?
I don't think she's there.
I don't think she's there. I think the Battle Marine, because figure Viserion and Rhaegal are just running rampant.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Tyrion steps up while she's gone. And that's something that could still possibly happen in some context.
Yeah, because he's with what is that sword company right now?
The Second Sons.
Is it Second Sons?
I thought that was Dario's group.
Sons, not the Second Sons.
Windblown?
The Maynard Plums.
Is it the Windblown? Is that it? The Windblown?
Chat, is it the Windblown?
I
know because the second,
right.
Yeah, the Second Sons I know is definitely like that's Dario Naharis in camp.
Yeah,
right.
But like, yeah, so it's like, and then obviously there's that whole drama happening. Oh well, I mean,
they
we'll
said
get into
it is.
this one.
Ginger Bell said it is the Second Sons.
It is. Oh, Windblown is a tattered prince.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, with Brown Ben Plum.
Yeah, the Second Sons.
Yeah.
Yo, I think she's gonna kill Brown Ben Plum. Dany is gonna murder him.
Oh, facts.
Can't wait to see it. Even though I like him, I can't wait to see it. But so you guys,
Stormcrows Dario. Thank you guys.
Yes, Stormcrows. So thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. Make sure you guys vote on who you want to see. Oh,
I'm so sorry, girl. That question that you have popped up right there. Did you want to answer that?
Oh yeah, let's answer it. From Alan Jamboa, girls, who do you want on the throne at the end? I want Dany on the throne. But I know it's going to be Bran.
Nobody.
Nobody?
Nobody.
What do you want, a democracy?
I want separate kingdoms.
Oh, you want to go separate kingdoms?
I was thinking more of a constitutional monarchy. Because I'm annoying.
Like a parliament.
Like a parliament. But kind of like the England setup.
Lords.
Yeah, how England's structured, like that, but Westeros style. But no,
Sam proposed
obviously-
that in season 8, and they were like,
he did.
"You
Like
fucking
this
fool."
guy.
Yeah, he like tried to invent democracy and they laughed in his face.
Actually, somebody else says something similar, like oh my god, in the show, and I can't remember because they allude to how like the Night's Watch chooses the Lord Commander, and like how a couple of the other systems are like the Grand Maesters selected by a group of like Archmaesters. Like they like hinted, and it's just like, we're just gonna pretend we never talked about that. But honestly, I would like Dany to sit on the Iron Throne at the very end, but we know it's gonna be Bran, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think she deserves it.
Bad. Dany does deserve it, and she would be the best thing to ever happen to Westeros, but Westeros can't get out of Westeros' own fucking way. Reminds me of a country I know. But anyway, so
Art
if you,
imitates life.
yeah. So if you guys want to talk about Varys, put a spider. If you want Littlefinger, put a bird. And if you want the sand snakes, was it a snake?
Yeah.
Put a snake. Put a snake. And that's who we will cover next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be doing this. And an announcement. Ara and I are big American Horror Story fans. And me and Ara will be going live on my channel and her channel. So we're going to alternate channels each week. So make sure you subscribe to her channel so you don't miss it. We're going to go live after each episode. We're going to pull out all the hidden clues, Easter eggs, and we're going to have a good time.
And as soon as I'm caught up,
Yes.
I'm going to crash the party.
Yeah. Like
Yay!
I've been telling her to get caught up all of 2020 and 2021.
It's been happening
Yes.
since 2018.
So double, what is it? So AHS double feature premieres this week on the 25th, which is, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see on my
Wednesday.
calendar. Wednesday.
Oh, is it Wednesday? Wait a minute. Or is
It's the
it Thursday?
25th. I believe it's the 25th. Let me double check that.
Ara's channel is I Eat Zebra.
Yes.
Yes,
And-
I Zebra on all platforms, guys.
You can find her on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at I Eat Zebra.
All one word.
Yes. So we will have Gray Area. Please watch the spinoff to American Horror Stories. It's on Hulu. I have watched a couple of them. I'm not all caught up. I liked the first couple that I watched. So are you covering
Honestly, I haven't been covering them, but I have been watching them though. I will say this week's episode, it had me for a second, and I was like, "Oh, I think I like this," and then it was like, I don't know. I will say as a whole, I haven't disliked it, but I haven't been like super impressed. Some episodes I feel like are really good. Like I feel like the episode of Billy Lord was great in my opinion, but it's Billy Lord. You really can't go wrong with that. Like it took a direction I didn't see it coming because a few of them have been very predictable. And yeah, I like the first two that Rubber Woman. Those were fun. And I'm probably in the minority here, but me and my best friend, we love Bro House.
Really?
I love the Bro House episode.
That's the last one I stopped watching. Where they were like trying to go viral and shit.
No, it is because, all right, I love Danny Trejo, first of all. Charles Milton and crop tops. Like, how can you get better than that, guys? Charles Melton and crop tops. Like, I'm sold. I'm easy to please.
I'm excited for the new season, though. The new season looks amazing. It looks amazing.
I'm so ready.
I did a breakdown on the trailer and like what I think the trailer, like what I think, where I think it's going. You guys can watch that if you want. But I can't wait. We're gonna be covering that shit every Wednesday night. We're gonna like have our drinks and our wine and stuff, and you guys can come and join us and ask us all the questions and tell us all your theories, and we're just gonna have a good fucking time. So I will see you, I think it's Wednesday. Wait, today's the 22nd.
Yeah,
Tomorrow's
it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. So Wednesday night we will see you guys. And what's your YouTube, Mandy? Someone's asking. She hasn't made one yet.
I haven't made one yet.
We're peer
been-
pressuring
but
her to make a hair
I'm
channel.
getting peer pressure from all sides, so it will be happening very soon.
All
It'll be
right.
happening
So
soon.
you guys have a great week. I will see you guys Wednesday with Obsidian Nights podcast and Wednesday with our American Horror Story live stream. We don't have a name for it. We have to find a name for it.
I think it's something clever.
Something clever. But did you have anything going on that you wanted to tell them about?
No, I'm just kidding. Shout out Alicia. Actually, I just uploaded a recent video on my channel yesterday. It's this brief little introduction to Marvel's newest film that's coming out, The Eternals, and a little bit of breakdown about what you can expect from each of the characters in that movie. As well as I do have my own separate Ariane prediction video for Winds of Winter. If you guys want to check that out, I will pre-apologize about the mic quality because one of my mics broke in the middle of it, so I had to switch it for another one. But it's still good, guys, and you should appreciate it because it's me. So thanks.
And our true crime podcast, we have episodes of that done. We're getting like summer was kind of crazy, guys. Summer was kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Winter is coming. We're settling down into our schedules. Okay. So you guys have a good week. Sending you guys all positive vibes, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Everyone, thanks for hanging out.
Bye.